Hello and welcome to Road to GOTY 2019 for Super Robot Wars T. This video will have spoilers for the main game of Super Robot Wars T, as well as some of the expansion pass. I haven't completed the expansion pass fully yet. I really like Super Robot Wars T. I think that it's maybe the best Super Robot Wars game we've had in a while. I really love the main characters. The OGs this time around are really solid. And then the expansion pack allowing you to bring in the OGs from V and X as well. I think the OGs from V are really good. I'm not a huge on the OGs from X, but it's good to have them around anyway with the expansion pass. At the same time, I think the way that they use the characters from the other series is extremely well done in this game. The way that Aburo, Koji, and Ryoma are all war buddies, the way that Noriko and Guy interact, the way that the GotY Gar story interacts with all the others is really good. The Ray-Earth story interacts really well with the main story, and I actually think they did a really good job of bringing the Ray-Earth characters in. Not making them the main focal part of the story, like the Code Geass characters were with X, but instead being a really cool side story to run along with the main one that actually intersects in some really interesting ways. I think that they did a great job with Gunbuster's animations, with GotY Gar's animations. They all look really good. And Spike Spiegel in the Bebop looks really good as well. I think they did a really good job with the Swordfish. I think my only real complaints would be the music. A lot of the music is like top tier. They did some really great compositions, some really good remixes. But there are songs that are notably missing from the standard version of the game that I'm pretty sure are probably in the premium version. And that's a huge shame. Niji no Kanata, Beautiful Wings of Light, just very obviously not there when they should play during specific moments. You can add them back with custom soundtracks on PS4, but it's still not going to be the remixed versions, you know? And that's a shame. I wish that they didn't do premium sound versions of these games. That said, the music that is in the game, as you can hear, the Gunbuster theme currently playing, is really solid, and I think they did a really good job with incorporating the music in here. I especially love the Tyrannados theme, which I'm going to play for you in just a minute when I have control again. And the theme for the Western theme, I don't know the name of it. I can't play that in combat, but it's really good. The only real, like, slip-up story-wise, I would say, is, like, Camille and Judo are back again, and it just feels kind of unfortunate that you have Double Zeta and Zeta again being a big part of the story, but at the same time, because Camille is here and they have the newer version of Char, the interaction between the two of them from Zeta Camille and CCA Char is actually really good. Haman and Judo, also really solid. So I do think that it works out. I love the way that Captain Harlock interacts with everybody. He's such a cool mainstay character. I was really surprised by who you were and weren't able to save. I thought for sure you'd be able to save specific characters, and you just can't. And then other characters that I didn't think you'd be able to save, you totally can, and I find that really interesting. Seeing them having to continue on and how the story goes from there, I think is really cool. T also gives you the continuation of G Gundam, where it continues basically from the end of G Gundam, which is amazing to me. I love that this is the continuation of G Gundam, and they did a really good job with it. They handled Domon perfectly. I love the themes that T has of love, and how it focuses early on revenge, and like freedom, and then by the end it is love can be good or bad. You have the love of freedom, and you have the love that leads to things like revenge. You have the good side with the Rune Knights, and you have the bad side with the Pillar, and I just think they did a really good job with the story in this one. I absolutely love the story in this game. Looking forward to whatever they come up with next, but this was a really good one, and I'm excited, honestly, to play through it for a third time. Just to see the final differences route-wise, character-wise, and all that fun stuff. I love the animations, man. They're so good, and the fact that they just give you the improved versions from V and X is really good. I don't really have any other complaints with T. I think that T did a really good job. I think the main game is kind of easy, but by the time you get into the expansion, difficulties come up. You're not just killing things in one hit anymore. I love the sheer amount of characters. Like, I have Choryujin, Gekuryujin, and a Volfog fielded here. And honestly, I fielded Volfog for most of the game. He's, like, really good. I also think you get a lot of money, so you're really able to customize, like, who you want to send out. A lot more than you are in some of the other games. The only real complaint I would have with that amount of money is how easy it makes the main game if you just focus on, like, 20 units, which is exactly what I did, and then branched out after I had some of them fully upgraded. I mean, fully upgraded. But at the same time, like, it just gives me more units to play around with, which gives me more variety of cool attacks, and lets me just have fun. And I think it does a really good job of that. This road to GotY is, like, way shorter than the others, I know, but there's not really much more to show other than just, hey, this is a really good game, you should play it. I don't want to talk too much about spoilers for the story or anything. It's absolutely in my top 10. It's currently holding spot number 5. I did not think by the time I got to the end of it, it would be able to hold that spot. But I think what they do with the claw and how they interact the claw with Dr. Hell, what they do with Aim Pressmund and Dima Goldwyn and Ragnael Din Harish and Rudy Pixie's Alto, and the way that they just bring all these original characters in, add them to this pot, stir it all up, and then still come away with a really convincing story. I love it. I love it so much. And go ahead and Acrobat Circus this guy down, and then we'll probably call this, but they did an amazing job with this game, and I'm very much hoping that the next game continues in this trend, and that this expansion pack winds up really delivering on the premise that it has so far, because so far, it's pretty good. Also, the fact that it brought Spike back from what I'm pretty sure was going to be his death at the end of the main game makes me happy. Yeah, T's really good, and if you're looking for a Super Robot Wars game in English that you can play, you can download it from the Singaporean PlayStation Network, or you can buy it on, like, PlayAsia, but you should absolutely play Super Robot Wars T. It's really good, and I hate that I'm just repeating myself, but this is why I don't normally talk about games that I unequivocally love, because when I have games that I have problems with, I'm able to talk about those problems, and I don't really have any with this game. I think what they do with Saizo and with Special Section 3 is really good. I never got tired of the gimmick of he's just a salaryman, because he's not just a salaryman, right? He's living his life as a salaryman now, but he used to not be a salaryman. He used to be so different. The interactions between Guy and Koji, realizing that it was Koji getting up every time to fight Dr. Hell that gave Guy the courage to continue forward, that taught him what bravery is so incredible. And the way that Amuro works in with the rest of the story, the fact that this is my favorite iteration of Amuro ever, the way that they work Amuro in and get him past his problems and his struggles and move him forward as a character, I think they did such a good job with this game. You have Jay, you have Vaughn, you have Guy, you have so many great characters. I absolutely love Super Robot Wars T, and if you at all like strategy games, you should check it out, because it's super worth it. Until next time, though, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Super Robot Wars T has to offer.